This is the big one. This is the big one. Potter is back. Potter clock. It may well make an appearance. I hope to God that I don't have to use the graphic nor the sound, as funny as they are. But my word, boys and girls, we have come full circle. And what once put me on the map in any capacity may well come and bite me on the arse. Graham Potter returns, makes his illustrious grand return to Stamford Bridge for the very first time as a manager, as Chelsea take on West Ham United in the Premier League on Monday. I'm doing this well ahead of time because the press conference was today, despite the game being in 3 days' time. And again, I can't preface. I can't preface enough. I can't stress enough how I just think that out of all of the games that we've come across over the last few years, where losses to Wolves, we always lose to Brentford. We drop points here, we lose to this team, we lose to that team, and it's just like, when will it end? When will it end? But this game right here, right now, it may well be, and it may well go down as one of the worst if we lose. And I know people are like, you're already thinking that we're gonna. It's written in the stars that we lose this game. Stats, facts, I don't give a bollocks. I don't give a hoot nanny. What the fuck you think based on statistics? Because, truth be told, it ain't going our way either way, statistically speaking, I don't think. Home-wise is what I said. I was looking at Brighton. West Ham are shite. They're 13th in terms of away form. 11 games, 3 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses, and 13 points. They're a bag of bones, They've won 1 in their last 5 away from home. They're shite. So are we going to lose? More than likely. It's very, very likely. Home-wise, off the back of a draw against Bournemouth and a win against Wolves most recently, obviously more recently in all not all competitions, but in home and away. Man City bested us 3-1 at the Etihad. There's a fucking surprise. And no doubt, it will come down to a Robert Sanchez era. He himself has his history with Brighton, having played there. This is his longest stint at any club that he's played at. Comes up against former Brighton, former Chelsea. The intertwining storylines here are just absolutely remarkable. And I'm dreading the fact that this is one of the biggest games of the season. Make no two ways about it. Make no mistake about it. This is an absolutely monumental game that we must win. And I would argue, Sanchez in goal or not, we need to get a clean sheet. We need to get a clean sheet. We need to excuse the pun, but we need to hammer home. Like, this is cup final level shit right here. The Potter era was so diabolically bad. We cannot afford, the board cannot afford for Graham Potter to cast a mockery on this club by coming to Stamford Bridge and winning. It is absolutely fucking ludicrous that this guy, who, let's be honest, if you saw his press conference, today or yesterday, whenever it was, he was giving it large. He was giving it the big uns. Not necessarily against us, but he was giving it to the media. losing his rag. Where was that when you were with us, Graham, mate? Where was that? Where was that pizzazz? Where was that passion? Where was that, you know? I'm sure there were a couple of times maybe where he raised his finger, maybe. But overall, we never got that passion. We never got that aggression from Graham Potter. Now, coming into this game, of course, there are aspects that you would like to believe will play a part in favour of us. Many people wanting Robert Sanchez to not start. One thing he has made abundantly clear is that Kepa Arrizabalaga has absolutely no chance at a return to the club, even though we are going to be playing on deadline day. A deadline day move back to Chelsea for Kepa Arrizabalaga is absolutely 100% off the cards. He says that he is yet to decide if keeper Robert Sanchez will start after, of course, he made all those mistakes against Manchester City. Badia Shiel, Romeo Lavia, Wesley Fofana all remain sidelined, but we are with everyone else, of course, no Mikhail Mudryk as well. West Ham captain Jared Bowen could return after a month out with a fractured foot. Lucas Paqueta faces a fitness test on a groin problem, whilst Somerville is a doubt due to a hamstring injury. Mavropanos is available again after suspension. Head-to-head, Chelsea have won the past 2 Premier League meetings by an aggregate score of 8-0. 8 to fucking nothing. Nada. Not a fucking thing. And are aiming to win 3 top-flight matches in a row against West Ham for the first time since 2011. The Blues have won 31 Premier League matches against West Ham, second only to their 36 victories against Tottenham. The Hammers' only victory in their last 18 top-flight fixtures against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was by 1-0, a 1-0, solitary 1-0 win in November of 2019. Need I say more on that matter? It is, by no stretch of the imagination, it is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, to me, personally, it is a must win. It is such an important game for us to win. Not just for me, not just for the fans, not just for everyone involved, but for the board mostly will be absolutely shitting themselves, scrambling all over the place to make sure that they have just every way, shape or form, like everything covered, all the bases covered to make sure that Graham Potter cannot cast a mockery over Stamford Bridge on Monday evening. Fuck's sake. Let me just move on to the starting 11, my predicted 11. Am I still blurry, for fuck's sake? Is that good? Fucking piece of shit. Listen, if it was up to me, Jorgensen would be in goal. I really don't understand why he has this affinity, this absolute obsession with Robert Sanchez. He did say in the press conference that he made it abundantly clear to Jorgensen when he signed him that this would be a one and only number 1 spot for Robert Sanchez, and that a number 1 spot really isn't up for grabs just yet. Is that the time right now for him? I would argue so, but I still think, despite the fact that Stamford Bridge are going to boo the fuck out of Robert Sanchez, I do still think that Enzo Maresca is going to stick with his guns and play Robert Sanchez in goal. The formidable 4, so to speak, are as follows: James, Chalobah, Colwill and Cucurella, all making up the back 4. Can Colwill have a good game for once in his life? Hopefully, considering it's against his former club. Cucurella as well. There's 3, fucking these 3 right here. If I'm not mistaken, didn't all 3 of them fucking balls it up against Brighton the other day? There was something, wasn't it? They all fucked it in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, I'm getting annoyed just thinking about this game. I really am. Make sure you tune in for this game on Monday, because I tell you what, it's all kicking off. If it goes wrong, Jesus Christ, another former Brighton player in Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, obviously, and then with Palmer in front of them. Do you know what? You can see where I'm going here. It's going to be exactly the same starting 11 as it was the other day against Man City. I don't see it changing personally. I really don't see it changing in any way, shape, or form. None of these players are linked with a move away. I don't think. Joao Felix and Nkunku and so on are, so I don't expect them to play. I don't even expect them to be in the starting, even on the bench. So keep your eyes peeled. But that's my starting 11. That's my predicted 11. With that said, predictions wise, I am still going to go with the Chelsea win, which is never a good sign. With that said, 3-1, I do think is my prediction. I think we're maybe 2-1. I think we're going to concede, and I think it could be first, which is never a good sign. I don't think we ever come back from 1-0 down. But I do think it's going to be 3-1 in any capacity. With that said, please do note that given that this is of Potter nature, there's going to be things in place. You're going to want to watch this watch along. This game is going to be off the chain. It's going to be an absolute fucking nightmare of a game. And I can't stress enough how much you should be watching. So do tune in half an hour before kickoff on Monday. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Please do let me know your predictions in the comments down below. My name is Harry. Up the Chelsea. Please, for the love of God, win. And peace.